In the year 2147, humanity had already stepped far beyond the boundaries of Earth. Colonies floated around distant stars, research stations orbited strange planets, and humanity's curiosity pushed them into corners of the universe no one truly understood. But not everything humanity discovered was meant to be understood. One such discovery lay on the dark side of the planet Virexia 9, a cold crimson world orbiting a dying star. Its atmosphere shimmered with strange radiation, and its nights never ended. From orbit, the planet looked like a bleeding ember drifting in space. The Interstellar Research Council built a small outpost there to study its unusual energy fields. The station was called Helios Gate, and it housed only 12 scientists and engineers. Among them was Dr. Elias Carter, an exobiologist known for taking risks others would never dare. He had spent his life studying alien organisms, hoping to discover forms of life that challenged everything humanity believed about biology. What he found on Virexia 9 would challenge far more than science. The first encounter. It began with a signal. One night, the station's sensors detected movement near a deep cavern system beneath the planet's surface. The energy readings were unusual, not mechanical, not geological. They were biological. Elias immediately volunteered to investigate. Equipped with an atmospheric suit and accompanied by 2 security drones, he descended into the cavern through a narrow fissure in the ground. The deeper he went, the stranger the cave became. Crimson crystals grew from the walls like frozen lightning. A faint humming filled the air. And something else lingered there. A presence. At the heart of the cavern stood a massive structure, ancient, black, and smooth like obsidian. It looked almost organic, like a giant cocoon embedded in the stone. Elias approached slowly. Then the structure opened. A tall figure stepped out. She was unlike anything Elias had ever seen. Her skin shimmered pale silver under the cavern light. Her eyes glowed a deep violet. Long dark hair flowed down her back like liquid shadow. Her limbs were slender but powerful, and thin translucent wings folded behind her. But the most unsettling detail was her teeth. 2 elegant fangs curved from her upper jaw. Elias whispered into his recorder. Unknown humanoid species, its possible sentient life form. The creature studied him with calm curiosity. Then, to Elias's complete shock, she spoke. Not through translation devices. Directly into his mind. You are human. The voice was soft, melodic, and ancient. Elias nearly stumbled. Yes, I am. She tilted her head slightly. I have not seen your kind before. The alien vampire. Her name was Lysera. She belonged to an ancient species known as the Noctira, beings who evolved on Virexia 9 long before humans even discovered fire. The Noctira were often misunderstood by early explorers who encountered their remains across nearby systems. Their sharp fangs and blood-based metabolism had earned them a terrifying label among xenobiologists. Alien vampires. But Lysera explained the truth. Her species did not hunt mindlessly. They required blood because of a unique biological structure. Their cells used iron-rich plasma to sustain their energy cycle. Without it, their bodies slowly shut down. For thousands of years, the Noctira had lived in harmony with their world. Until something changed. A cosmic radiation storm struck Virexia 9 centuries ago. The disaster wiped out most life on the planet. Lysera was one of the last survivors. She had slept inside a stasis cocoon for over 300 years. Until Elias woke her. An unlikely bond. Elias should have reported everything immediately. Protocol demanded it. But curiosity overcame caution. Instead of alerting the entire station, he returned alone several times to speak with Lysera. Their conversations grew longer each visit. She was fascinated by humanity. Humans fascinated her even more. Their biology was different, their emotions intense, their lives incredibly short compared to the Noctira. Lysera, despite her alien nature, possessed deep loneliness. And Elias understood loneliness better than most. Days turned into weeks. They spoke about galaxies, civilizations, philosophy, and life itself. Eventually, Lysera revealed something personal. Her species was nearly extinct. Reproduction among the Noctira required two compatible genetic structures, something rare even among their own kind. With her people gone, Lysera believed she would be the last of her species forever. Elias felt an unexpected ache hearing that. No species deserved to vanish alone. But what happened next was something neither of them expected. The forbidden connection. One evening inside the glowing cavern, Lysera asked Elias something unusual. "May I study your blood?" Elias hesitated, but scientific curiosity won again. He allowed her to take a small sample. Lysera analyzed it using a strange organic device grown from the cavern wall. Minutes passed. Then her eyes widened in shock. "Impossible." Elias frowned. "What is it?" She turned toward him slowly. "Your genetic structure, it is partially compatible with mine." Elias laughed at first. "That's impossible. Humans and aliens don't just." But Lysera shook her head. "Evolution sometimes creates unexpected echoes across the universe. Your DNA shares ancient biochemical similarities with the Noctira." Her voice grew quiet. "Closer than any species I have ever encountered." Neither of them spoke for a long time after that. The idea hung in the air between them. Dangerous. Forbidden. But strangely hopeful. Crossing the line. Their bond had already grown deeper than either admitted. Elias began spending entire nights in the cavern with Lysera. She taught him about her culture. He taught her about humanity. The loneliness between them slowly dissolved. Then one night something changed. Lysera's body required nourishment. Her species needed blood periodically to survive. Normally she would feed from animals. But Virexia, 9, had none left. Elias offered his own blood. At first she refused. But eventually necessity overcame pride. The moment her fangs pierced his skin, something unexpected happened. Instead of pain, Elias felt warmth spreading through his body. Their nervous systems seemed to connect in strange ways. Memories, emotions, sensations flowed between them. It was more intimate than anything either of them had experienced. And it changed everything. Their relationship crossed the line between friendship and something far deeper. Something forbidden. The impossible discovery. Weeks later, Lysera noticed something strange. Her body was changing. At first she assumed it was weakness from starvation. But the symptoms grew stronger. Unusual energy surges. Accelerated cellular growth. Her biological scanners finally revealed the truth. She called Elias urgently. When he arrived in the cavern, she looked almost frightened. "Noctira reproduction is extremely rare," she explained. Elias felt unease creeping into his chest. "What are you saying?" Lysera met his eyes. "I am carrying a child." The cavern fell silent. Elias stared at her in disbelief. That's not possible." Lysera placed a hand on her abdomen. Her voice trembled. "The child carries both of our genetic structures. A human and a Noctira. The first hybrid life form ever conceived between two intelligent species. The threat from humanity. Secrets never stay hidden forever." Eventually, the Helios Gate Station detected strange biological signals from the cavern. The Interstellar Council launched an investigation. Armed security teams descended into the caves. When they discovered Lysera, their reaction was immediate. Containment orders were issued.
To them, she wasn't a person.
She was an alien predator, and the unborn hybrid child inside her was considered an unknown biological threat. The council ordered both of them to be captured for experimentation. Elias refused. For the first time in his life, he chose rebellion over science. He helped Lysera escape deeper into the underground caverns where ancient Noctira tunnels stretched for miles. But the station forces pursued them relentlessly. They feared what the hybrid child might become, a being with human intelligence and the power of an alien vampire species. The birth. Months passed in hiding. Lysera's pregnancy developed rapidly due to her species' accelerated biology. Meanwhile, Helios Gate deployed hunting drones through the underground tunnels. The chase grew desperate. Finally, deep within the planet's ancient core chamber, Lysera collapsed. It was time. The birth process was unlike anything Elias had ever seen. Noctira reproduction involved intense energy releases that shaped the child's developing biology. Crimson light filled the cavern. Lysera screamed as waves of radiant energy pulsed through the chamber. Outside, security drones approached. Elias stood guard with a plasma cutter, knowing he couldn't hold them off for long. Then suddenly, a cry echoed through the cavern. The child was born.
Small.
Fragile, but glowing faintly with violet light. The infant opened its eyes. Human eyes, but with a shimmer of alien energy behind them. At that exact moment, the drones entered the chamber, their weapons aimed. But something incredible happened. The child released a burst of psychic energy so powerful it shut down every drone instantly. Machines fell lifeless to the ground. Elias stared in shock. Lysera held the child close, exhausted but smiling. "This child," she whispered, "is something new, a new beginning." The Interstellar Council eventually withdrew from Virexia 9. Too many drones had been destroyed. Too many strange energy readings confused their sensors. The planet was declared unstable and quarantined, which was exactly what Elias and Lysera needed. They remained hidden deep within the ancient Noctira caverns. There they began raising the hybrid child, a child born from two worlds, neither fully human nor fully alien, but perhaps something greater, a bridge between species, a living symbol that life across the universe was far more connected than anyone had ever imagined. And somewhere in the endless darkness of space, the future quietly changed. Because one forbidden union had created something the universe had never seen before.
Hope.